There's a gas station you'll never find on a map. No name, no lights. But if your car breaks down near exit 17 after midnight, you'll see it. A flickering neon sign. An old man who doesn't blink. And if you stop for gas, you might never leave. Subscribe before it's too late. The wrong exit after midnight. Ryan and Mia were driving cross-country, trying to make it to a small town in Nevada before dawn, but somewhere along the highway, they missed their turn. The GPS went dead. No signal. Only dark road ahead. Just as panic crept in, their fuel light blinked. That's when they saw it. A glowing red sign through the trees. GASOPEN. No brand, no station name, just one lonely pump and a flickering office. Desperate, they turned in. Gravel crunched under the tires. The place looked abandoned, yet the neon buzzed like it had never stopped. The lights inside the office were on, but no one was behind the desk. They got out. The air smelled of rust and rot. Cold wind, too cold for July. Ryan pumped the gas, though no numbers appeared on the meter. Mia went to look for a restroom. That's when the radio inside their car turned on by itself. Old-timey music, scratchy, a woman's voice humming, but the engine was off. They weren't alone. The attendant, who was already waiting. As Ryan tightened the gas cap, he saw someone in the office window. A man, pale, wearing an old uniform like something from the 1950s. The name tag said Tommy, but he hadn't been there a second ago. Ryan entered the station. The door creaked like it hadn't moved in years. Inside, shelves were covered in dust. Candy wrappers from brands that didn't exist anymore. A wall clock frozen at 3:33. Tommy stood perfectly still behind the counter. He didn't speak. He didn't blink. Ryan cleared his throat. "Hey, how much for the gas?" Tommy tilted his head. "You pay with more than money," he said. His voice was smooth, but wrong, like a recording played backwards. Ryan backed out slowly, but when he turned around, the door was gone. Not just closed, gone. Just a wall. And behind the counter, Tommy smiled. Outside, Mia screamed. Ryan ran to the window. She wasn't near the restroom. She was standing in front of pump 2, frozen, staring at her own reflection in the glass. But the reflection was smiling. Mia wasn't. The mirror that refused to reflect. Mia's body wouldn't move. She tried. Her hands twitched, her mouth trembled, but she was trapped, facing the window of the gas station's front door. The reflection mimicked her until it didn't. In the glass, her twin smiled wider, eyes darkening. Then it waved. Mia didn't. Inside the station, Ryan banged on the glass. "Mia, snap out of it!" But the glass didn't shake, didn't even respond to impact. It was like the station had sealed itself off from the world. Never stops dripping. They tried to leave. Ryan got in the car, turned the key, but the engine just clicked. The fuel gauge showed full, then empty, then full again. Behind them, pump 3 began to drip. Slow, steady. No one had touched it. Mia rolled down the window slightly. "Do you hear that?" Ryan nodded. The gas wasn't liquid. It sounded thicker, like blood. He stepped out again and walked toward it. The number display spun wildly, faster than it should, then stopped at 666.6. And then the pump spoke. Not a beep, a voice. "Stay," it whispered. Ryan staggered back. Suddenly, the pump nozzle jerked off the holder, spraying black sludge. Not gasoline. Something else. Something that sizzled when it hit the ground. The air reeked of burnt flesh. Mia screamed from the car. Ryan turned and saw Tommy again, standing at the edge of the station right under the flickering "open" sign. Only now, Tommy had no eyes. The road that looped forever. They finally got the car to start. Tires squealing, they shot down the gravel and back to the road. But after 10 minutes of silence, the sign appeared again. GASOPEN. Mia screamed. "We already left that place." Ryan drove faster, miles past, but the road never changed. Trees like paper cutouts, signs that repeated. The radio came back, same old music, same humming voice. This time, the clock in the car froze too. 3:33, the journal in the icebox. They decided to go back to the gas station, if only to find a phone, a map, anything. Inside, the temperature had dropped. Ice coated the glass doors of the drink fridge. Ryan opened it to grab water. Instead, he found a leather journal, frozen solid. The first page read, "If you're reading this, it's already too late." The journal was filled with entries, different names, different years, all people who had arrived and never left. One entry stood out. July 17th, 1964. Tommy Hart. I saw my reflection smile. I smiled back. That was the last time I saw the sun. The last entry had no signature, just a smear of blood, the tape that should not exist. In the back room, Ryan found an old security monitor, covered in dust, but still plugged in. Static buzzed, then flickered. Footage played. It showed them, Ryan and Mia, standing at the pump, talking, laughing, the timestamp, July 17th, 1964. But they were in the present. In the next frame, Tommy appeared behind them. He was never there in real life, not in that moment. Then something worse. The footage zoomed in, unnaturally. Close up on Ryan's face, he blinked, then smiled. Then his face split open like static tearing through flesh. His reflection crawled out. The feed cut. Behind them, a VHS tape ejected from a dusty shelf, labeled "Repeat, File 77." The room temperature dropped. The screen now showed live feed of the room they were in. Only now they weren't on it. Just Tommy, smiling. The station that never dies. They tried to burn it. Ryan poured gas around the pumps, lit a match. Flames roared, but the station didn't burn. The fire circled the pumps, the walls, the roof, but left it untouched. It was as if the building refused to die. Inside, the radio kept playing. The clock stayed frozen, and Tommy watched. Finally, Ryan and Mia tried to walk into the trees, deeper into the woods. But every trail led back to the gravel road, always back to the pump, always back to the open sign. Their clothes began to rot. Time passed strangely. A night felt like weeks. They stopped aging, but they weren't alive either. Now they stand behind the counter, sometimes you'll see them. A young man and woman dressed wrong for the decade, pale, silent, smiling. And if you stop for gas, you might hear them whisper, "We'll fill your tank. You pay with more than money." They say if you stop at the wrong gas station after midnight, it doesn't matter what you pay because you'll never leave. Your face will stay behind the glass. So if you ever see a sign that just says, "Gas open," keep driving or subscribe while you still can.